Maple Street here in Carrollton, and you got to come. I mean, it's everyone's welcome at the service, and of course, there's going to be even more than Mimi and Amy, who are very talented and gifted. They're also going to have the Thomas sisters from West Georgia, Chris and Peyton Scott, a bluegrass duo from Noonan, and Dylan Birch from LaGrange. Together, they will worship God with songs from the gospel and bluegrass traditions. Please come and raise your voice with us. We are live streaming, by the way, so you're going to want to tune into this because we're going to have some live music later in the show. So tune in to the WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments or, I don't know, maybe not song recommendations. If it is, it needs to be gospel. It needs to be gospel. Good morning, Mimi and Amy. How are you?
Good morning. Any requests need to be 3 chords.
That's it.
Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Any request needs to be 3 chords. As most gospel songs, you only need like 3 verses and a chorus. Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah. Many of our listeners, of course, are big fans of bluegrass, big fans of gospel music. The worlds have collided. Let's talk about it. So, before we get too started in too deep, why don't we hear a bit about you? I'd love to get a little background for folks who may not have tuned into a Mimi program recently or an Amy program. Let's start with Mimi. Tell folks at home a bit about yourself and a bit about your relationship to this organization.
So I have been a member of Carrollton Presbyterian Church since I was 7 years old, a long stretch. I just enjoy making music and I enjoy praising God. So yeah,
excellent.
It's a perfect match.
So what all instruments do you play?
None, honestly.
That's not true. I know.
I play a meager rhythm guitar, but mostly I'm a singer.
Excellent. Right on. Well, we've been gifted with some performances in the past. We're very glad to bring this back around, have another show this year. Amy, tell folks at home a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Virginia and moved to Carrollton 3 years ago to be close to my brother and his family and his grandkids, my great-nephews. And I've been a member at Carrollton Presbyterian for almost 3 years now, wow. And I happen to be an elder. Despite this youthful face, I am an elder, which is sort of like the board of directors. It's the ruling body that guides the church. And so Mimi asked if I would accompany her this morning and was glad to. And I will just throw in an anecdote because my brother and I were both lifelong Presbyterians, and he was looking for a new church here in Carrollton and just happened to stumble on the Joyful Noise service 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And so he and his wife attended that, and it hooked them in. And so now he's been a member for, I don't know, five years or so.
Yeah. No
so
way.
It's a very welcoming and just a very freeing and spiritual and I don't know all the
adjectives.
Rapturous.
It's an opportunity you get to see, a complete other side of a congregation, of a church when you get to come to something like this. It's special, it's not a novelty, it's something that has become a tradition.
Yeah, fifth annual.
Yeah. Okay, I was thinking it had been at least 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So you have for 5 years, and the show's only continued to get bigger, more guest musicians that have come into play.
Some of our past artists were the Bird Family Singers. They're a black gospel group in the Carrollton area, and the Lamplighters. So we like to keep the program fresh.
Yeah.
But what maintains as a constant throughout is just great music that connects emotionally with people who love bluegrass and gospel music.
Well, that sets me up perfectly for this first question. So, for those who have never been to a Joyful Noise before, what can they expect when they walk through the door? Because clearly it was enough to make an impact on your brother and yourself, of course. So, what can folks expect?
They can expect very familiar old music, just old style bluegrass and gospel music. They can also expect gospel scripture being read that corresponds with each song. So we'll have a song scriptural reading, song, scriptural reading, and that's the whole service.
And I think backing up from even that, the first thing they're going to experience when they come in is a very warm welcome. Because we really do welcome everyone who comes. And so it's that warm welcome that sets the tone for what Mimi just described.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it sets the stage. Makes, reminds everyone that you're in a place where you're loved, you can be comfortable, you're safe, and just come in and enjoy the experience and enjoy the music. All right, so you've brought together both bluegrass and gospel music. So why do those styles fit so well together, and what kind of atmosphere does that create?
The two styles that we're doing this year, bluegrass and gospel, we originally started just doing bluegrass, but we started looking at the rich musical traditions of this area, and we thought we need to pay homage to many more genres than bluegrass. So just the combination of those two, there will be a lot of audience involvement. The artists are really good at engaging. Well, not audience, congregation, but the artists are really good at engaging the congregation. So it's just going to raise the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is cool, it is cool that you pick two genres that are so, interwoven into our culture. I mean, I think that people forget, pretty much most modern music, or so says that Explained documentary on Netflix, which I love. If you haven't seen that, little quick 15-minute documentaries, they're tremendous. But they have one on music, and particularly American music. Pretty much it all stems from two sources. It pretty much comes from folk and gospel. And then out of those, you end up getting, bluegrass, and you end up getting R&B, you end up getting like rock music, all these things that sort of permeate from these two roots. So I feel like these two genres are integral to our being. I mean,
to the culture here in West Georgia, absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, so originally, when this was first conceived, where did this idea come from?
We were in a kind of a I won't say sad time in COVID.
Yeah.
And we wanted to bring joy into our worship service. We wanted to bring that ecstatic experience of people knowing songs, their songs of their hearts, and sharing those together. So that's what we did. We just decided to try something new, and people loved it so much, we've just been doing it every year since. Next year, we plan on trying to get some shape note singing to add to the collection, because that's another type of musical genre that is really important to this area. Anybody
crack open a church hymnal or a favorite songs of praise book, or any of these like classic hymnal books that you're going to find around here, you're going to open it up and you're going to see shape notes.
Yes.
And you will see a lot of songs by legends like Fannie J. Crosby or Thomas Dorsey. So right there, we're going to take our first break, but when we come back, we'll talk a bit about Thomas Dorsey, a bit about his influence and impact on these genres. Again, we're here talking today about A Joyful Noise. Fill your heart with songs of faith and join with friends and neighbors as we sing beautiful old songs. Again, this is going to be Sunday, September 28th, beginning at 11 a.m. at the Carrollton Presbyterian Church at 14 Maple Street in Carrollton. Everyone is welcome, so don't miss out. Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
we're back to Community Voice. Today is Thursday, August 14th. I'm your host, Josh Engel. If you're just tuning in, stick with us because we're going to have some live music here in a little bit from our very own Mimi Gentry and Amy Richardson. They're here in the studio with us today talking about the 5th annual A Joyful Noise presentation, concert,
Worship
sermon,
service.
worship service. It's a lot of things. I mean, if you are in any way a fan of classic gospel music or a fan of bluegrass music or a fan of just fellowshipping with very kind and warm and welcoming people at the Presbyterian Church, then you're not going to want to miss out on A Joyful Noise. It's coming up Sunday, September 28th. It's going to begin at 11 a.m. Again, we got Mimi Gentry and Amy Richardson in the studio with us today. And a quick reminder, we are live streaming again this morning's program on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, please feel free to throw those in the chat. Oh, we got our first comment from Jessica K. She says, "Hello, Mimi."
Hi, Jessica K.
Shout out to Jessica. Don't forget, if you have a shower thought, send that in to her. If anyone's seen her awesome billboard, she's sending out little things of soap. It's so cool. She's sending out
I've already
stuff.
got my body wash.
You did? You got it?
Yes.
Hey, all right. Look at that. Cross promotions we got going on here.
Eucalyptus.
Hey, only the best. So, all right. So here we are. We're back. We're talking about A Joyful Noise. Amy, right before we went to break last, we kind of the conversation carried over. We went into shape notes and then we went into gospel music, and we talk about some of the influential names that have had such a big impact on gospel music as it is known. Of course, folks are aware of some bluegrass names that are very big, but we were talking about Fannie J. Crosby, and we were talking about our very own Thomas Dorsey.
Thomas Dorsey, yeah.
So I'd love to chat with you a bit about that, a bit about him and the influence and impact that he had on this music, and if there are going to be any selections possibly that will pay an homage to him.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
So I didn't know anything about Thomas Dorsey until coming to Carrollton Pres and the Joyful Noise service. And, he is not to be confused with Tommy Dorsey of World War II era, Glenn Miller and all of that. So Thomas Dorsey was born July 1st, 1899, right here in Villa Rica. So he's a local guy. And his early career focused mostly on blues music. And in the 20s, he went through a period of severe depression where he even considered suicide, and he somehow found gospel. And he decided then he would concentrate all of his efforts on writing gospel music. And that led to him writing his song, "If You See My Savior, Tell Him That You Saw Me." And that's become sort of, I guess, one of the most well-known songs associated with Thomas Dorsey. So he has been just very instrumental in the whole gospel music movement, and that has permeated his career. So I wouldn't call him the father of gospel, but he's definitely
One of the
had
uncles or
a
something.
big influence. Yeah, he's like the great uncle of gospel music. So very much attribute a lot of what happens in gospel to him. And I thought it was kind of interesting because he's also the one attributed to the way African Americans enter church, the choirs enter the church from the rear, singing and swaying and with that uplifting approach to get everyone engaged. That was something that he came up with, and
I was
he felt
not aware of that. That's very cool.
strongly about. So yeah,
All the Thomas Dorsey shows we've had, and I don't think anyone's ever mentioned that.
Yeah.
So he sort of was one of the progenitors. I don't know if that's the word.
That's
but
a good word.
Yeah, it's like he's sort of like the catalyst. He set that in motion.
Yeah,
and
he
it's,
did.
It's had a huge influence on
Power.
It is,
churches
and
all
you-
across the world.
It is, and you see it, scenes in movies and whatnot of that. Just the uplifting, and it just makes you want to be part of it. So
Yeah, it adds a layer of, there's just this, I use the term ritual, and some people go in the wrong direction, but when I mean ritual, I mean it's very much a sort of an uplifting, process. It's you have like not quite choreography. It's hard to find that middle ground there, but it's
inspiration
it's
by
very
the Holy
inspiration.
Spirit.
exactly,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just let people getting carried away with the music and the spirit, and it's beautiful.
A quick reminder for folks who may have just tuned in. Also, Jessica did say yes, so I'm assuming that's probably in reference to our comments earlier about shower thoughts. That's a very good point. I mean, a quick reminder for folks, if you're just tuning in, you can experience this sort of rapturous connection at A Joyful Noise. It's coming up Sunday, September 28th. It's going to be at 11 a.m. at Carrollton Presbyterian Church. This is the 5th annual, and this very much weaves gospel and bluegrass into this very unique spiritual experience, and you will be met with a very welcoming and warming crowd. All right, let's jump back into this some. So, as far as the where this idea came from, and we spoke a bit about that. The Reverend Thomas Dorsey, the inventor of gospel music, he lived in Villa Rica, and this the West Georgia community has been an important part of that history. But let's talk about how this service serves the community.
All right.
Tell us a bit about that.
This type of music is, I would say, an endangered species. As our generation ages and younger generations come up, a lot of them are unaware of this powerful music. And this is just our way to keep this music alive, this musical tradition, and to share it with younger generations so they may keep it alive as well.
Excellent. Well, we do have two live selections, two selections of music. We have In the Garden, and I'm going to say this name. The Circle Won't Be Broken? The Circle Will Be Unbroken? How is it?
May the Circle Be Unbroken. That's
it. May the Circle Be Unbroken. So we actually have, for folks tuning in, we're going to be able to give you a taste of what you can expect at A Joyful Noise, music to Raise the Roof coming up Sunday, September 28th. So we're going to do one song now, and then we'll do another song at the end of the last segment of the program. So tell me, Mimi, Amy, what song shall you play first?
I'm going to do In the Garden, and you are very welcome to jump in if you want to, Josh.
You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. If you hear me, I was welcome, you know.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the joy we share as we tarry there, the Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Last verse. I'll stay in the garden with Him, though the night around me is falling, and He bids me go with a voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
You hear that joyful noise? That's a joyful noise for you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss out on the 5th annual Joyful Noise Celebration worship service based on gospel and bluegrass music that has been played and sung here in West Georgia for the past 200 years. It's coming up Sunday, September 28th at 11 a.m. at Carrollton Presbyterian Church. Beautiful performance. Thank you. That was gorgeous. We're going to go ahead and take our last commercial break, but when we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation with Mimi and Amy, and we'll have one more song courtesy of Mimi and Amy. We're glad that they brought that in here to us today. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
And we're back. Welcome back to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Quick reminder, this morning's episode about a joyful noise, music to raise the roof, a incredible worship service blending gospel and bluegrass music. This morning's show with Mimi and Amy is being live streamed on our News Talk 1330 Facebook page. So if you have any last minute questions or comments for our guests, please feel free to hop in the chat. If you just tuned in, be sure to check out the full episode because we just had a live performance from Mimi and Amy. You got to hear In the Garden.
And
classic.
Josh.
And me, technically. A little bit of humming in the background. Maybe I'll jump in more so in this last one. But we're going to save that song there for the end of the program. A few more questions before we get too far. Why is a service like this still relevant today? Why is it especially relevant today?
Amy, you want to take that one?
Well, I think we see people have sort of come away from organized religion in America, and certainly younger people are not flocking to churches the way they used to. And as we look at our own congregation, it's primarily an older group of folks. And so having something that's a little bit non-traditional in the form of a worship service that incorporates this type of music draws people in. And so we get people who may not normally go to church, and it gives them a taste of something a little bit different, and with hope they may decide, hey, this is interesting, I want to come back and see more of this. So it's just a way to open the doors, have some fun, praise God, and welcome everyone that may not normally think about
It's a great
church.
point. I think that, a lot of, I can't speak for, Gen Zs or Gen As or whatever, but I think, folks tend to have drifted away from a feeling of restriction. But then you see something like this, and it's like, oh, see, it reminds people. It's not wherever they may have gone to church growing up. If they felt that was stifled or limited in terms of getting to experience, the Holy Spirit, engage with that. This is something very different, very refreshing and beautiful, but also like encoded in our DNA, bluegrass.
Yes.
Yeah,
Music's
exactly.
in us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a great opportunity to get to take that in. I did want to hit, some of the groups that are participating. We mentioned earlier the Thomas Sisters. Tell us a bit about them and who else folks can see at this concert.
We discovered the Thomas Sisters. They've been around for a long time, but we actually discovered them at an MLK Coalition event called a Praise Extravaganza. And they are older ladies, my age, and sisters, and they had the crowd in their hand.
Moving up on their feet, clapping, keeping time. I mean, it was incredibly
chill bump
moving.
inducing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It really was.
And so we scouted them there and added them to the lineup.
Check it. I love it. They didn't realize someone was in the audience waiting to book them for
there
a
were
gig.
scouts there checking them out.
Scouts,
That's
check
not
it
why
out.
we were there, but it was a great discovery.
Yeah.
That was a perfect timing. It worked out well, and clearly you guys were meant to cross paths. Yeah. So people can check out the Thomas Sisters. That's amazing. So there are going to be some other folks. I believe Chris and Peyton Scott.
Yes,
I've seen them before.
I played with them at a funeral once, like 7 years ago, and Chris gave me his business card, and I lost it, but it surfaced about 6 months ago, and I said, book them for the Joyful Noise.
You're going to be there, yeah. The Joyful Noise.
The dad plays the banjo, the son plays string bass, so we'll have guitarists joining them on some of their songs to kind of fill it in.
Yeah.
But, they're great players.
Love a banjo.
Oh, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good banjo.
You know, that's an African instrument.
I did know that.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing how many things come from Africa. Like
I
even
did not know that.
like
Yeah.
most soul food is all from Africa, like squash and stuff. Like none of that originated here.
Black eyed peas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. I mean, and
Another
this music as well.
contribution to our general vibe here.
Excellent. All right. Well, we have about 3 minutes left in the program. And of course, I did want to mention Dylan Burke from LaGrange. He's going to be bringing a great gospel song. He's Still in the Fire.
Yes.
So folks can check that out. So I did want to ask before we do we got a comment here. Appreciate you, Johnny Jackson. Wrote in a comment. He says, "Love that girl with the braids." How about that? So last question before we end the show with a song. How can listeners participate in A Joyful Noise coming up September 28th at 11 at Carrollton Presbyterian Church?
Just show up.
Show up.
Show up.
Show up with your heart ready to be filled.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, don't forget it. Mark your calendars, 11 at Carrollton Presbyterian Church, and be ready to sing some of your old favorites. And you're going to hear some songs you may not have heard before, so they can become your new favorites. So set us up for this last song.
Circle Be Unbroken is by the Carter family. It's a classic. It's actually a super sad song. It's about someone who's lost their mother. But the music is so joyful that it kind of gives us a clue into the joy that we're going to experience when we do die. And so the singer of this song is sad to lose their mother, but they're rejoicing that because they know where she is. So
Excellent.
yeah,
All right, let's do
It's
it.
a great old song. I was standing by my window on one cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Undertaker, 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 please drive slow for that body you're a hauling. Lord, I hate to see her go. All together, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
That was incredible. Do not miss out on A Joyful Noise. Thank you both, ladies, for bringing the music, bringing the spirit here with us today. Hope everyone enjoyed. Be sure to share this live stream and share the podcast. Let everybody know that they are invited to A Joyful Noise at Carrollton Presbyterian Church Sunday, September 28th, beginning at 11 a.m.
National headlines and the local stories you